lifelong interest in healing, Dr. Linda Salvin pursued an advanced degree in epidemiology. Then, after dramatic near-death experiences, Dr. Linda saw the other side and returned with gifts of insight, visions, and revealed wisdom. Now those gifts are ongoing, and she's here to share them with you. Get ready to be amazed. It's time for Dr. Linda Salvin's Psychic Solutions Podcast with America's original radio psychic, Dr. Linda Salvin, offering up her always fascinating blend of psychic psychology, clairvoyant insights, and expert guests and alternative healing methods. So pull up a chair and get ready for a visit with the one and only Dr. Linda. And now, live from Los Angeles, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Linda Salvin.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It's another Tuesday edition of the Psychic Solutions Podcast. I am Dr. Linda Salvin. I'm a psychic healer, medium, metaphysical clinician, whatever you want to call me, the candle lady. And I'm here for the next 50 minutes to discuss psychic phenomena, especially if you have a disability. I have a person coming on in just a few minutes. His name is Stefan, and he is visually impaired. He cannot see. He lost his sight probably 13 years ago. Okay, he's going to tell a story. When we lose sight, hearing, the ability to talk, walk, act as we do as humans, we have different parts of ourselves that become stronger once something is weaker. So you're going to hear from Stefan when he calls in what his challenges have been and how he's overcome some of them, besides the depression and the fear. And his condition is genetic. So it was in his family. And he, out of the different siblings, inherited the one gene of this rare disorder that took his sight. The line will be tied up for quite a while, so you won't be able to call in while he's on the air. But you might want a speed dial, or if you want to get in now, if you're out there, then you can call in at the number that is scrolling. It's 561-623-9421. That's your number if you want to call for like the next 10 minutes. If you're out there, say hi. Say hi. I've had a hellish day arguing with my slumlord landlord, who I've been here for 7 years. I will be moving this year. I have to find a new place to go. This guy is I've already taken him to court, and I'm not the first person to sue him, and I won't be the last. But when you got a slumlord, you got a slumlord, and he doesn't want to fix things or pay for things. And I just got done yelling at him, so I'm a little agitated because he doesn't care. He doesn't care who he hurts. He doesn't care who he offends. He doesn't care who he rips off. He owes one guy $10,000 for fixing his roof, and he hasn't paid him yet. That's the slumlord. I love the house I live in. I rent, but I've had enough. It grinds on my emotions. It's cold at night because of the heat problems that he doesn't want to fix, and now they're finally fixing it. Now that it's almost the end of winter. I mean, he's just that way. He doesn't care about people. I even said, if this doesn't get fixed and it blows up, you might have a fire and it'll burn down the neighborhood. He goes, well, then I'll have a lot to sell. That's the kind of human this guy is. So yeah, why did I stay? Because I have my candle company here. I have employees here. This is my home. So I have learned to deal with the negative obstacles that I deal with this man, and I love it. And if you saw all the different rooms in this house, you would love it too, as to why I stay. But you can always tell within yourself when it's time to move out of a relationship, a home, take a vacation, get some work done or whatever. When it's time, So I'm coming into it this year that doors will open for me and new beginnings will take place. Again, we're waiting for Stefan to call in, and we're going to hear from him about his experiences of losing his vision and how he's become more attuned intellectually. His background's in the medical world. He had just finished a degree in forensic computer tech. That's like analyzing data. That's analyzing the computer world. This man is so intelligent, and yet he's lost his sight. So you're going to hear a lot about his character. You're going to hear a lot about his personality, his challenges, and what he sees, no pun intended, with God, spirituality. He listens to Storm Monroe, of course, which is how he found me, as a lot of you have. And we'll have some fun. Again, if you're out there listening, say hi, raise a hand, do something. Let me know that I'm not just talking to the computer and Rebel, who's poor thing is sick, and Rebel's doing her job. And it's hard to be sick and work, isn't it, Rebel? It's really difficult when you have nothing on your mind but to sleep and rest. I went through it, as you guys know, for 3.5 weeks. I was sick, and it happens every now and then. But hopefully Rebel get better and she'll get back on her game. If you want to call in, the line's open for now. Nope, it's not. Stefan is here. Let's just go straight to Stefan since I've already introduced him. Stefan, you're on the air with Dr. Linda. Hello? Can't hear him, Rebel.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. It's just a delay. How are
Hey,
you?
Dr. Linda, how are you? I'm good.
doing
I'm good. Just got through working out an hour ago. I'm good.
great. I just introduced you. Hi from Virginia. We've got people out there. I introduced you as having lost your sight about 10, 11 years ago, and you'll explain all the genetic problems that you inherited from your family. I talked about your medical background. I talked about your forensic computer, whatever you were getting involved with. Everything that, how intelligent you
Computer
are.
forensics.
Right, computer
Okay.
forensics, and how intelligent you are. But at the same time, you have a disability, but at the same time, with the loss of something, other aspects of yourself heighten. Here's a man
Right.
who still works out. I mean, I don't work out every day. I'm going to need to call you to inspire me to work out every day. But you've been listening to
Between me and Storm, sure.
Yeah, you and Storm for sure. Yeah, Storm's doing the green drink. We'll talk about the Purium in just a moment. But you watched Storm.
Okay.
You found me. You had a reading yesterday, and I was so enthused with everything I learned about you. I asked you to come on the show.
Right.
So why don't you give a little background of who you are, what's happened, what we talked about, spirituality. You know, I'll plug in every few moments, but let the audience
Okay.
know about you, your age, where
All
you
right.
are.
Well, hey, everyone. My name is Stefan. I just turned 46 this past Sunday, 28th.
Happy
Originally,
birthday.
I'm from New York. Moved to Georgia in 87 when I was 9 years old. And that was a tad bit traumatic because I came from the north, which is fast paced, to the south, which is rather slow.
Y'all.
So, nonetheless, so I went from proper speaking to southern speaking with the y'all and the fixing and all that, which just did not, I just don't agree. And nonetheless, I'm here. Went to, elementary, middle school, high school, and then I was kind of lost. So something said, you know what? Your mother was in the medical field. I had a thing for medical. So I said, you know what? Let me go to school to be a medical assistant. 2000, I did that. Then graduated from that fall of 2000. Then that next year in June, I started another school to be a medical coder and biller. Did that, got my first job in the medical field. I was in the medical field for 6, 7 years. And then due to an a employer situation, I said, you know what, bump it, I'm out. And during that time, I got interested in hacking emails and all kind of stuff. And I didn't know if there was a school for that. Nonetheless, I found out, and it's called computer forensics. So I found a school which is no longer in business anymore. Went to school in 2007, graduated in 2010. The last year of my college, I realized there was something wrong with my vision. Granted, I'm still driving a SUV. So I said, you know what? I have papers, projects due. When I graduate, Christmas break, I will go to a specialist and see what's wrong. Graduated December something. 2 weeks after graduation and 2 days before Christmas, I go to a specialist. And long story short, she tells me, Mr. Marshall, if you are driving, I'll say stop. If you're working, quit. If you're in school, just stop because you are legally blind. Now, I have two more courses to take in the be a bit between January and March, and then March and May. And I was like, I will be a fool to quit now.
That was
So
2010,
be
Stefan? 2010?
say it again.
Was that back in 2010?
Yes. This
Okay.
was 2010 into 2011. Yes.
All right. So we're
So
14 years ago.
in
Go
Jan,
on.
right. So in January 2011, my father died, and I also had to be in school. I was like, I can't really miss any days because one, I'm graduating. I'll be done anyway. So nonetheless, um, now during January, February, and parts of March, it gets darker at around 4:30, 5 o'clock. So my class started at 6, and that's when it's pitch dark. And I don't do too much driving in the dark, so I would leave my house around 2:30, 3 p.m. to make sure it's in the daytime. Now, once the class started at 6, I would just wait until someone else pulled out and follow them into a lit area
Wow.
because the
So you
school was
saw the
located
lights.
in the back.
You could see the
Exactly. It
light.
was located in the back. Right. It was located in the back in the woods. So I was like, okay, I'll just follow their red lights until I get into street lights and more stuff around me. So once I did that, I just drove slow. I followed the lines. I followed the car in front of me, and that's how I got home at night from class. Once the time went, yeah, once the time sprung forward, I was fine because one, at 7 o'clock it's still light, so I was good. So 2013, I sold my truck because I was like, you know what, I can't do it no more. I was getting too nervous, too paranoid. So I said, you know what, I'll just sell my truck. So sold my truck, and then I said, okay, what to do now? But before that, I didn't tell you this yesterday. I went to the Center for the Visually Impaired, I think in 2011 or 2012, and they did the same thing, examined my eyes, and the social worker said, so how did you get here? I said, I took the train and bus. Oh, and how did you get to the bus station? I walked. How did you get on the bus? I held on to the railing. How did you get on the train? I followed the people, scanned my card, and how'd you get downstairs? I reached my hand for the railing and tapped my foot for the first step and made my way down. How'd you get here? I memorized the directions you sent me. So
She
basically, she
must have
said,
been
everything we teach
flabbergasted.
here, you say it again?
She must have been flabbergasted that you're so intelligent, which
Yes.
is how I introduced you before you got here. Your brain and the way that you function, analyze, feel, sense things.
Yeah.
You're shocking
Yeah.
everybody
So,
wherever you go. Go on.
so, so she said, everything we teach here, you taught yourself out of common sense. So I was like, oh. Now she said we could get you a cane, but you do just fine just by walking and hearing. So do you want a cane? I said, honestly, no, because I want my hands free. She was like, I understand that. If you need us, we're here. I never called them since.
Hmm.
So so between 2013 and now, it's just I keep myself on a routine. I'm up between 6:30. I mean, between 6 and 6:30, I work out. I do my push-ups, crunches, and then around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock when I'm watching you, that's when I do my weights and stuff.
Oh, thank
And
you.
rinse and repeat.
Yeah, and
Rinse and
yesterday
repeat.
we were talking about all of this. We're going to change the routine a little bit. You are
Right.
traveling. You're traveling. You've got a few graduations coming up. You've got a few vacations. You're going to be getting into the Purium. You're going to get into the detox. But
Right.
when you called, you also wanted to know what to do to enhance your spirituality.
Yes.
So when you're quiet and our eyes are closed, and with you, your eyes are open, but they're like closed because you only see dark. When we're closing our eyes, we can talk to God, meditate, which is listening to God. So your inner
Right.
voice is probably louder and more clear than an average person who's dealing, like, I don't know if you heard at the beginning of the show, I've been yelling at my landlord all that morning because he's such a he's a slumlord. He really is. And
Right.
I'm going to get
Right.
out this year. I've had enough of it. But you go through what you go through because you need to. But
Exactly.
you've learned to adapt to a very crucial part of life, which is visual colors. I'm wearing a hot pink sweater. I've got purples and blues in the background. I've got
Hmm.
books on shelves. I've got a green and yellow painting that was given to me. You could probably visualize the colors I've just stated, but you
I'm
can't.
doing that right now.
Right, because your mind's eye is
I'm doing
active. But
right.
you
Right.
can't
I'm doing
really,
that right now.
you
Hmm.
can't see. But a lot of people envision with our eyes closed, but you live that way
Yes.
all the time. Talk about the adjustment of the fear, the depression, the anxiety, and then how you swung the other direction and started to
Okay.
accept your fate. And then we're going to get into what we talked about yesterday of even growing your spirituality?
Right. Well, I didn't tell you this yesterday, but between 2011 and I would say 14, I was in a high and low depression. I didn't talk to no one. I just went through it. I was upset some days, frustrated the next, depressed the next. It came to where I was like, I have credentials I can't use. I can't drive. I can't go. If I have to go somewhere, I need someone to guide me. So hold on, I'm on the phone. Hold on. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, yeah. My mom's traveling out of the country. Anyway, so yeah, so it came to where I was contemplating suicide because I was like, what am I to do? So ran into a friend of mine. His name is Russell, and he was going through a bad time with his family, and he needed a place to stay. So my mom, not me, my mom offered him the room next to mine. And between 2014 and now, I'm a different person because he's a playwright, has his own company, so I would help him out with his stuff. And then with that, it gave me a light, a glimmer.
A
So, and then with
purpose.
my friends, yes, thank you, a purpose. And then with my friends like Athena, James, Erica, Onika, Andrea, they are my friends, but now they're my friends because one, they help me. Like right now, my TV talks to me. Anything I click on, it tells me what I'm watching. I could go on Netflix, Hulu, Paramount, whatever, YouTube. Like today, it says visually impaired to her official reality after the Salvin at 4 o'clock. It told me all of that. My cordless phone. My
And
cordless
yesterday
phone
we were
tells me
talking
who.
about a new computer that will speak back with the keyboard.
Yes,
That's the
yes,
next
yes.
step, right?
It is. It is like, and right now my cordless phone, instead of me trying to look at a caller ID, it tells me Linda Salvin is calling. It tells me Andrea Pierce is calling. Athena DeRemus is calling. So yes, and then and then my iPhone, I could text and call someone by my voice. I could check the weather, etc., all by my voice. And family was not involved in this. My friends were. My mother, she'll be 87 this summer.
And you're
So,
living
and
with
she's
she's living with you, and you've got Russell. You have a whole new family. I think,
exactly
as people, I myself had suicide ideation in my lifetime. There were times I wanted to give up, especially after I got embezzled with my infomercial or something horrible had
right.
happened. Like, I don't care.
Yes.
Nobody cares. Screw it. I'm out of here. Blah, 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 blah. And some people actually had to walk me through
Right.
that day. It was actually February 14th, 2014. I went through that. And I got through it,
Okay.
obviously. We all have it. I come from a family with 3 suicides. So my dad said, "Oh, you're just acting like the family," and my mom's family. But there's that depth of dread and loathing, and
Right.
where you can't see the future. There's no hope. There's
Exactly.
nothing but
Exactly.
depression. It's like, why bother living? But sometimes we have to go so low within ourselves, and that's like the
Yes.
phoenix rising. That's where you spring back with new hope. A lot of people I
Yes.
know, doctors, lawyers, actors, people like you and me, academics. I mean, we're only human. And when it gets really painful, we want to like get out of here. Well, God
Right.
has a different opinion on that topic.
He intervened. Exactly.
He does.
He sent
Divine
someone to live
intervention.
here.
Yep. Yep, we're supposed to be here. And, whether we see the message or not, or if you're too pretentious with just money and you don't see human nature, there's other ways of, some people are too materialistic, some people are too mental, some people are too addicted, where they don't see life
Right.
at all because they're so wrapped up in, alcohol, drugs, sex, gambling, whatever. They're missing the party of life. They can't see the birds. They can't see the trees. You can't see, but you can hear a bird sing. You can't
Right.
see the TV, but you can listen on YouTube to Storm Monroe or me or whoever else you're listening to. You can listen to music.
Exactly.
Yeah. And eventually, if you get into the Purium, which I'm going to talk about momentarily, you may be able to communicate to people through Instagram or whatever about what product you have to help them feel better too. There's the beauty of
Right.
technology to help is wonderful. The disasters of technology with the planet is sad because it's a yin yang thing. We need it if it's done
Exactly.
in the right way, but we don't want to be destructive. And there's a
Right.
lot out there, even though hacking an email is sort of destructive, but you were also curious as to what you could do because CIA and government agencies, they need people that have that talent to help get the bad guy, right? Well,
Exactly.
maybe once you get that new computer at the end of the year, you'll be able to jump back into something. It's not over. You're not done. You've
Right.
got a long
I
way to go.
know. You
Yeah, got a
gave
lot
me a whole new light. So
well, I
I'm
did.
here for it.
I gave you an idea. I helped you turn on
Yes.
the light. I gave you an option to take the blinders off the blindness. And
Right.
all of a sudden, this man who was a little skeptical, folks, and a little sad, even though he's working out and he's got, the family and all this, I could tell there was still something missing. And then when I said, well, what about this or what about that? And I gave some suggestions of what was coming up. And by the time we hung up, I'd asked him to be on the show because he lit up. He got it. He got the message.
I did. Very correct. And correction, I'm not in the dark. I can still see light.
You see, like that's how you can drive.
Sidebar, when I take edibles, my vision gets clearer.
Oh, I bet it does.
And and I hear and smell things a whole lot.
Of course,
I
because
could probably hear what a dog hears versus a human. I'm like, whoa.
yeah,
Coco,
especially with
well, my
edibles or
dog,
any
she
type of
passed away
CBD.
2 years ago, but I used to hear what she hears sometimes. I'm like, you heard
Wow.
that? She looked at me like, huh? I'm like, yeah, I heard that
Yeah,
too.
you
Like,
heard it.
But nonetheless,
Because you're also spiritually attuned, so your hearing's going to be more acute, and especially if you take a
right.
CBD type of oil or an edible, it does heighten the
Yes.
senses, the colors, the sounds, the
Yes.
feelings are stronger for however long you're
I can see
tripping
the
out.
TV a tad bit more clearer and everything. Sometimes you're in
Yeah.
my phone, I'm like, oh, there's like that's what my screen phone looks like. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but
Well, I'm glad
I don't. But that's not
I
something.
forgot you
But,
can still
but
see light. Yeah, that's how you were able to drive home following the red taillights of a car or whatever. I forgot you're not totally in the dark, but still you don't see as we take for
exactly
granted.
right. Exactly. But
So
that's my
as
life.
far,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. As far as
Excuse
like
me?
prayer and meditation, so if you're doing your
Yes.
weight, you're riding a bike, you're probably thinking and exercising. But do you practice, like, do you get on your knees? Do you say thank you, God? Do you go into some form of
Every night in the
ritual?
bed. Every night in the bed. That's the last thing I say before I knock out. I promise you. That's the last thing I say. Even around even today, mid morning, I said a little prayer before I worked out, before I got on the phone with you. I was like, you know what? Okay, God, you gotta you can it's all on you. I'm working through you. So you can get me through it. And I'm here. So, like I said, each day is it's not an easy day. Because when you lose something that you need, you have to okay, I got to figure out how to cross the street. Well, this is when I could, but okay, how to cross the street. So, if I'm crossing from left to right, listen for the cars on the left. You hear
Wow.
nothing, walk into the turning lane. Okay, turn your left ear off, put on your right ear. Okay, there's some cars coming that way. None, run, sidewalk, you're home. You're good. That's me.
And Stefan, you don't need a cane to let people know you're visually impaired. You just kind of get out there and listen, or do you now have a
Yes.
cane?
Well, I don't. I mean, people have said get a cane, and I'm like, listen, I don't want nothing on my hands because for all these time, since 2010 till now, I've never used a cane. I tried it, and I was like, I can't get used to having something in my hand while I'm walking. So, like now, if like Walmart or whatever, I have to go. Russell
Yeah.
takes me. He guides me. I get the cart, hold on to the cart. He drives at the front. I hold on to the back, and I'm good. When I traveled last year, I went to the airport. I was taken to the front desk. They said, "Okay, if you sit in those chairs, they will pick you up." They took me to, they took me to security, the gate. I sat there. I paid the guy 20 because, hey, at the end of the day,
Of course.
it's a service. So yeah. And then once I got to Virginia, I, got my bag. I said, hey, can I use your eyes to order Uber? They said, sure. Did the Uber, got to the hotel. Hey, can you tell me to take to my room? Sure, no problem. And after that, I was good.
That's amazing. That is
It's
totally amazing that
it's
you
all about
function.
communication.
Well, yeah, we know that, but you're also communicating the fact that you can't see and you're
Right,
asking for help. People are
right.
helping you, and the opportunities keep growing. You're amazing, Stefan. You're magic in your own right. But you've, like the woman said at the center, you taught yourself what they train and teach the people
Yes,
that come in for help. You figured it
yes.
out on your own. And I said that yesterday, how intelligent your brain, how you operate, how you analyze, how you think things through, how you memorize. You've got a photographic memory.
Basically, because my
You
memory
know,
is very
you're
sharp.
blessed with that. You know, um, there's so much more to do. Let me switch over to the storm and what we're doing with the detox, because you're going to get
Okay,
involved with that too. I don't
okay.
have any here at the table in the studio, but I've been helping people sign up, and people, if you sign up today or tomorrow, it'll help me because we all kind of have like goals to make before the end of the month. But there's a new
Right.
detox that Dr. Sharon and I had been talking about for months, and it's called Purium. And there's 5 products, and one is the pre-digested amino acids, which is the protein. It goes into your muscles
Mhm.
within 23 minutes. You feel
23
the
minutes.
energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's called amino 23. And you feel a pump of energy. It's like, well, not speedy, not caffeine, like none of that. Just like, whoo, I feel good. Then there's the green drink, which is a power drink made of wheatgrass and vegetables and fruits all blended together. And there's an apple berry kind of flavor. So it's not like you're drinking
Ooh, okay.
grass. It's not that grassy flavor
Right,
like you get with some. It's berry. It's an apple berry. And I
right.
doctor it up sometimes with bananas or blueberries or cacao and almond milk. You mix it
Okay.
whatever you want, or just water. And then they do give you a
Make it
blender.
your own.
Even though you have your own blender, they give you a special blender that holds 18 ounces, and it's
Right,
digital. So you plug it into your charger, and then you just make your drink. And then there's the biome, and the biome helps to detox the glyphosates, molds, and metals from our body. We're getting it from chemtrails. We're getting it from food. The animals are being inoculated with all this stuff, and we want to get it out of
right.
our body, and it takes 90 days. I fought it
Okay.
with Dr. Sharon. I didn't want to do it, but around 84 days in, I thought, oh my God, it feels so good. She said, that's 90 days. Well, the body changes, all the chemicals leave, and you start to feel and think clear. It's like a lot of the static and negative is just gone because our bodies cleanse. It does cleanse.
Right.
Then there's another product called the Advanced Super Cleanse, which gets rid of the parasites. And the parasites
Okay.
lay eggs, and we want to cleanse every couple of weeks and get rid of the parasites. And as I've explained, a lot of times if you're eating sugar or pasta or breads or whatever, and then you stop, then you get a headache. A lot of times you're withdrawing from the sugar or your body's detoxing, but it's also the parasites looking for more sugar. And a lot of people don't
Right.
understand that the parasites are going like, where's the sugar? Where's the sugar? So you get a headache while they're active. And then at night, you can take what's called the cherryopathy, and that, and there's more and more research coming out about cherries at night or cherry juice, which replenishes melatonin as well as helps with the circadian rhythm to help you sleep. So it's not
I
new.
saw a
It's
YouTube video on that. Yeah, you're
yeah,
right.
yeah, this whole company's put it all together. So you get up in the morning, you do this once or twice a day, you do this once or twice a day, and next thing you know, your whole body, you're getting rid of inflammation, you're getting rid of toxicity, you're getting rid of extra fat, you're starting to firm up. Somebody said I look
Right.
like I lost weight. I haven't really, but I think the inflammation's gone down again, so that I'm not as puffy or as what
Gotcha.
I was
Okay.
2 months ago, because I'm firming again because of the product.
Right.
And
Okay.
it's available to everybody. And if you sign up, you have the option to just take the products or sign up to become an internet or an influencer and help other people get into it and make money off of that as well. And Stefan, we were talking, even though he can't visually see Instagram or anything, but once the talking comes through, or if he in someone's situation like his, if he signs up and he gets 5-10 people a week, Sharon and I will sign up for you. We'll do the work. We're here to help everybody. But it's mostly how you're going to feel. It's how you're going to feel on the inside. You're going to feel.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, as you know, when Storm was out here a few weeks ago for my birthday, I gave him a drink. Just try this. And he wanted it. He called back. Said, I want to come back tomorrow.
He called back.
Yeah. And he came back from work because it tastes so good. But it's not just that it tastes good. You feel it. You feel it in your
system. Right. You feel it. Right. Exactly. Exactly. That's the whole point, is the feel of it.
Yep. And your body will start to get healthier because we want longevity. With all that's going on out in the world today, we want to be strong and healthy. Let's go back to God. Let's go back to spirituality. So people, if you're interested in the detox, email me at drlinda@lindasalvin.com or go to lindasalvin.com. And at the top, one of the headings will say Detox, B3 bands, and DNA nutrition. It's all there. It takes 5 minutes to sign up. It's a 90-day commitment. I know of Earl and a couple other people. Earl signed up, he and his mom, and he already quit, not even a month into it. So, I mean, if you're not going to do it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. They didn't take it all the way.
Money.
It is a waste of money because people give up. But if I wanted to give up, just like you wanted to give up, we don't want to keep going the distance all the time. But when you get over that barrier of whatever the resistance or denial is, then you see the success and then you want more.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But you're right. Well, like, why pay $300-$400 just to give it up? You know, and then it just sits there.
Exactly.
The benefits are there. And with your medical background, yeah, not just paying the bills, but you have a medical background, so you understand health and the body.
Yes, exactly right.
Your own situation going where you want to encourage other people. There's people thanking us on the screen here for me having you here. So you're affecting people.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. Thank you all.
They're acknowledging you, which is wonderful. I wanted you to know that. Let's go
it.
back to God. So at the end of the day, you're thanking your God, whatever your higher power might be. And like today I talked to God, then I got in this huge argument with the slumlord. And then tonight it'll be, okay, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. And then it'll say, good night, Mom, good night, God. You know, you got to make your amends.
Right.
You got to clean it up.
Of course, of course. Yes.
Nobody's perfect. I don't walk on water. Nobody I know walks on water. It's just that you always hear people yelling and screaming outside. I don't care if the neighbors hear.
Right.
It used to be quiet. The neighbors, I hear you. Well, I'm angry and I've been ripped off and the guy won't let me deduct the heating bill. And the maintenance guy who was standing right there gave him the statement. And because it's not on proper letterhead, he won't accept it. I mean, it's one of those nitpicky, crazy.
Exactly. That's petty.
Yeah, anything not to pay because he's cheap. But anyway, I'll deal with it and just write it off. But tonight, spiritually, I will still hit the pillow. I will still be able to relax. I have dinner with a friend. Right. You know, life goes on even though we have arguments and we have upsets and we have obstacles. I have had 12 surgeries. I know that I've been, quote, disabled for time. I've never lost my vision or my hearing or my ability to talk, obviously. But I have other things, or not an ailment, but my conditions that may not be prevalent in someone else's body. We all have challenges. We all look at each other thinking, oh, they got it together. They've got it together. They've got it together. But not until you talk to someone,
they don't
realize how they feel.
Mm-hmm.
You've become more clairsentient, Stefan, where you're more feeling, you're more sensitive to life, you're more adjusted in more ways than some people that have all their senses, because even though you may get agitated, you have learned to function, and without a dog and without a cane guiding you, you just kind of like go to Walmart. Okay, explain the Walmart thing again. You do what when you go to Walmart? I understood the airport and how they helped you, but how did you get to Walmart?
My friend, whenever I have to go to Walmart, Russell and I will go to Walmart, and he'll put his hand on my shoulder. Never take my arm, because that's just that's just offensive to me. So just grab my shoulder, guide me to get a card.
Nice.
I hold on to the card. He grabs onto the front end of the card, and that's how I shop.
Gotcha. Okay. I
In the
heard most
mall,
of that.
yeah, in the mall, same thing. Well, I'll say this: men, they grab my shoulder. Females will grab my arm.
Of course.
Yes. So that's the routine I have for all my. If I'm going out, they take my shoulder or take my arm. Whoever I'm with, they know the routine.
You're probably getting more attention now than you did growing up. Who knows? I mean, you're kind of having fun with it, dude. You really are. Y'all, I know we talked about the Southern y'all and drawl versus where
Yes,
you
and the
were.
fixing. Yes, that took a while. I mean, Dr. Linda, it was so bad. I did the third grade another year because I did not understand the accent.
Oh my gosh.
And then they gave me a black teacher. I didn't have a problem after Miss Graham. After Miss Graham, Miss Beal, Miss Eason, Miss Monda, no issues. But that first year with Miss Coffee, oh, no, 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 no,
That's funny.
no, no. So yes, that's been my life. That's my life now.
And you're only halfway
It's,
through
I
your
mean,
life. You're only halfway through. You got
yep,
another 40 plus years. You're not going anywhere, but you're going to
nope.
probably, I believe you're going to get into the Purium as a side thing
Okay,
to help you get that
okay,
computer, to help you get
right,
back into the forensic computing thing. Those jobs are going to come once we get you that keyboard that you need that speaks to you, or that you talk to it and somehow responds, just like your TV and your phone. That's the next step
right,
for you. And when that happens, all the freedom that you're waiting for is going to be returned, and you're going to be blessed tenfold. So at night, once you go back to bed, it's like, thank you, God, or what's your little ritual? Like, I'll say, thank you, God, good night, Mom. Because my mom, it's
right,
almost 15 years now, and I can't believe I'm saying this every night for 15 years come March. She's
right,
gone, but it gives me
right.
comfort.
Exactly, exactly. But I appreciate it. That is
Well, a lot
my
of people
goal.
appreciate you. I mean, you've gone through, when they say you've been through hell and back, you have been.
Yes, because to to be told you're not going to be able to work, drive, or do anything normal 2 weeks after graduating from college, it was like, so, I mean, it's like, wait, what? But one thing came out of that. I was able to have 80 plus $1,000 written off by the government because I'm disabled.
Okay, so you got your
That was
loans
the
taken
only
care of.
thing. That was the only thing that came out of this was the fact that I have no school loans.
But that's a blessing. That's one less thing to worry
Yes, it
about,
is.
and it'll come back to you
Exactly.
tenfold. For every
Exactly.
yin, there's a yang. For every dark, there's a white. For every light,
Indeed.
it has to balance. As much as I complain about this landlord, and I
Right.
sued him, and my attorney had an issue, and whatever we've gone through, and all the neighbors have said I'm not the only one that sued him, and blah blah blah. I just put up with him. He insults me, I insult him, but he hasn't evicted me.
Nope.
If he really hated me, even though he's anti-Semitic, which I found out, I'm still here. This is my home. This is my office. When I'm ready to leave, I'm starting to look. My goals by the end of the year to get out, and I will. I'll move on.
Okay.
But you play the game and you go through the stuff, and then it hurts and you punch back. I have learned to be tough, because sometimes you have to have tough
You have
skin.
to be. Exactly.
You can't just be
Yes,
the
you have to
pushover.
be.
And that's where I'm going, because you had to learn to toughen up, even though you were depressed,
Oh,
or school,
my
or work.
skin, my backbone, it's unbreakable. It's
Because your
unbreakable.
inner
I had to
self
learn
had
that
to
myself.
take over. Exactly. And that's where the spiritual side of you grew. You're still opening up more spiritually, as we discussed yesterday. You may become more
Yes.
clairaudient. You may become more clairsentient. I can help you tune in and expand on those gifts. I don't think
Okay.
you're the psychic, but you may become more the healer, or the you may become more of the consultant. You may become more of the
Okay.
educator. You've got something here. We just have to figure out where the passion and
Figure out
strength.
what it is. Right.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
get there. We'll get there.
We will.
And
We will. We will.
yeah, and I said, when you're ready, I'll send you some candles, and you and Russell can do the candles. And then um
Okay.
you'll see your whole light up, but you're lighting people up here from the show because they keep popping up in little highs, thank yous again. And
Well, I appreciate it.
yeah. Now you have your mom living with you. She's not really ill, but is she?
No, she's. I mean, like, well, my uncle passed away this past Friday, so tomorrow they're going down to the Caribbean because the funeral is on Friday or Saturday.
Okay.
So she's about to catch a plane in the morning with my sister to travel down to what's that? Trinidad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're going to Trinidad. Yes. But no, she's 86. She'll be 87 in July. My father died at 83. So,
It's hard.
as you probably could tell, they had me late in life. My mom was 40. My father was 50 when I was conceived and born.
Well, they had you late in life, but you weren't ready to get here. Think about it, because the soul chooses the parents.
Yes.
Upon conception, and then they start thinking, well, do I want them? Do I want this? Even though there's a past life connection from our souls, and when conception happens, you were ready to finally come in. They were finally ready to have a child. So whether they were late in life or you weren't ready to come back yet, it's like, which came first, the chicken or the egg? We don't know. But both decisions.
We will never know. Exactly.
Yeah, no. But the soul evolved on both ends. You chose them. They had you. And here we are. And now you're helping your mom. And he helped you. And Russell, from as bleak as it once was, is as fulfilling as it's become for you.
Right. In life, you have to, you have to find a way to make it your life. It has to be on your terms. Like Storm said a few videos ago, your life is on your terms. But if it's anything in your way, find a way around it, find a way through it, find a way over it, under it, just find a way.
Yeah. And there's always a block, an obstacle, negative, a person.
Exactly.
Insults. Like, as we know, there's that terrible video out there that somebody created about Storm and me being his white sugar mama, which is the furthest from the truth. But there's schmutz
with the storm chasers and yourself and who I'm going to tell about this. She will meet her day.
Oh, she will. There's enough negative. Yeah, no, I mean, it's just crazy. I have friends who are in their 30s all the way into their 80s and 90s. I am not gender or age specific. I see people, places, things. I may not accept or understand every lifestyle, but I'm not judging.
Right.
I'm a question like, well, that's interesting. What does that mean? Or why are they wearing that or whatever? But they're still here. They started somewhere, and this is what they do. Life is like Gump said, it's a bowl of cherries. It's a big box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get. I'm sorry?
No, I'm checking my time.
Oh, we've got 5 minutes. We have 5 minutes.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
And then we got the countdown to go off the air. It went very quickly. I'd love to have you back at some time in the future.
Of course. I would love to come back because I told a friend of mine, so I'm hoping she probably is watching it. So I'll see when I call her next. But yeah.
Well, don't forget, it replays. It stays on YouTube at Dr. Linda Salvin on YouTube. It's there. It'll be there right after the show. Eventually, it'll be transferred to Dr. Linda Radio, so you can listen to Dr. Linda Radio 24 hours a day. New shows, old shows. My music that I wrote is on that station. It's my own station.
That's
so, you can turn people on to Dr. Linda Radio. And once we get you into the Purium, then you can call in and say, yeah, I feel so good. And this happened and that happened. And then we'll bring Storm on, and maybe all three of us will be on at once, and we can have a little party on Psychic Solutions.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And also, I try to picture you as a comedian, and I can see it.
Yeah, I did comedy for 8 years.
I can see you with a microphone in the stool, and you're like, so, and people just laugh. I've actually pictured that with you.
I did that in.
I believe it.
I started comedy in the 80s, and then in 1993, I was offered I was in New York. I was in Long Island, and I was doing a show, a stand-up mic thing, open mic, and I was offered management. There was a guy there that wanted to manage me, but when I got back to LA, I never called him. I still have his business card.
Oh,
I
wow.
did comedy for a while. I did music for a while. I walked away from 2 record deals, and I fell into the psychic
Right.
school. For some reason, as much as I love it out there, I get the fulfillment here as well. And, I did radio for
Exactly.
18, 20 years. But there's a new show that we're developing with some friends, which would bring in my music and my comedy and wrap it all in. So you never know. I'm not
Cool.
done.
Okay.
I'm not done. I'm not done. Not
Cool.
yet.
Cool.
I still have more.
Right.
And luckily, I don't look like a 7-year-old. I probably look like I'm in my 40s or 50s. People look at me and they go, "You're how old?" Because I look younger than I am. Thankfully, I've got that. But yes, I did comedy. Yes, I sat on a stool. Yes, I'd walk a stage. Yes, I held a mic. You're
Yep.
correct.
Yep. I pictured all of that. Yes. I was like, oh, yeah, you just confirmed it. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So you are psychic. So maybe we're going to work on your clairvoyancy, which is your vision, your inner vision,
Well,
and then we'll see what you hear.
actually, I tend to see colors over certain people sometimes. I
But
don't know if it's like an aura thing,
I was
but
going to say you're
sometimes I
picking up
see
the
that.
aura. You're being told sometimes it's peach, blue, pink, red, yellow, gold, silver.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll see the hues, and that will tell
Okay.
you hot or cold, yes or no, good or bad. You learn the different
Okay.
spectrums. Purple, of course, is
Oh,
the highest color next to white.
oh,
And then it comes down white,
okay.
purple, blue. Then you go into the greens, and then it starts to
Because
shift. Then you go into the lighter green.
usually whenever I see kids, I see like this bright white, like platinum white color. I'm like, okay,
Because they're
they're
still
innocent, they're
pure.
kids. So
Yeah, because they're still
yeah, they're
pure.
pure.
They
Yes,
haven't been attacked by life
exactly,
yet.
exactly.
You're
So yeah,
getting the spiritual input, the colors, and then of course it goes to the other side of the spectrum where you go from the reds, the oranges, the yellows. So it's the whole
right.
spectrum of the color wheel. You got it.
Okay. Well,
That's why I even said
I
there's a
thought I
book
was.
inside you. I believe there's a book, and when you're ready, I'll turn you on to my my ghostwriter who's helping me finish my
Oh,
book to get it out this year. And then, like
right,
I said,
right.
we can dictate to her the
Will
story.
Will your book be on Audibles, by the way?
Probably once we get it published. Yeah, last year we
Woohoo! Thank
both
you.
had some issues where it's just been delayed. It should have been out at Christmas, but so many other things took place. It'll be out this year. It'll definitely be
Of
on
course.
Amazon. It'll definitely be Audible. It'll be all the different outlets like everybody, of
Okay.
course. Yeah.
Well, I'll be waiting to read it.
Okay. Thank you. So, do you have anything you'd like to wrap up and say to the listener or the viewer?
I just want to thank everyone who listened in the chat and chimed in. I want to thank Storm for putting me on to you. And I want to thank my friends, Athena DeRamis and her kids, Andrea, Erica, James, Russell, Andrea Pierce. They've all been my family and my support through a lot of stuff. So I want to thank all of you and all of them for being in my life and helping me through what I've experienced.
You're blessed. We're grateful. You're grateful. There's more. And I'm sure they love you as we're starting to learn about you and love you too. So I'm going to say goodbye and we will be in touch soon. And I'm going to close up.
Indeed.
You can hang out there if you want. Just let me finish the show because we've got about Rebel got about 4 minutes here. So thank you, Brooke. And everybody said great show, Dr. Linda. For those that are new to Dr. Linda Psychic Solutions Podcast, I have done the podcast about a year, but the actual show is 30 years old. Okay, I started in 1994 on FM, AM. I went FM, AM, cable, back to FM, then it's the internet and everything. So I've been around a long time, but there's a whole new generation. There's a whole new technology. There's a whole new audience. So you never know who's going to hear the same thing over and over and over again. Last week, we had people that called in that have known me for 25 years, and they were listening, and they chimed in with a testimony. And then next week, we'll have something else. But today, I wanted to bring Stefan calling in from Georgia. He booked an appointment. I nailed a couple of things. We said a few things. I said, come on the show because the story's phenomenal. If you want to open up spiritually, psychically, emotionally, not everybody's psychic. Don't believe all the people have to say, oh, we're all psychic. No, we're all intuitive. We all have a gift. Let's just figure out what yours is. That's the end of the Dr. Linda Salvin Psychic Solutions podcast today. Thank you. Lisa's saying she loves the show. And you can hear it at Dr. Linda Radio or go to YouTube or Facebook. It's all there, people. You can find me anywhere. Give me a call if you want to book a session just like Stefan did. And I'm always there to help you. You want to get the Purium. You want to start detoxing your body. You want the Wicks of Wisdom, which is like a prescription for your soul to bring in money, increase health, win lawsuits, get rid of negativity, whatever. I'm a one-stop shop because I am a metaphysician. Here's Dennis Alvarado. He's been with me probably. Dennis, what have you been with me? About 20 years or something? And Dennis lost his son about 5 years ago, and I walked him through some of that grief. And, it becomes a family. If Taylor Swift has the Swifties, I always called everybody Wickies from the Wicks of Wisdom. So you're just part of the soul circle, people. We'll see you next time. I'll be back tomorrow with Candy Finnegan on Recovery Wednesday. We're talking about life on life's terms, and we'll see what we talk about tomorrow. In the meantime, have a good night. And 25 years, Dennis. Thank you. It is 25 years. Oh my God, you're making me feel old. Okay. So I have longevity with a lot of you, and I love it. That's what keeps me going. Okay. You have a good night, good day, good evening, whatever time you're listening. We'll talk soon. This is Dr. Linda saying bye-bye from Psychic Solutions Podcast. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed Dr. Linda Salvin's Psychic Solutions Podcast. You can reach Dr. Linda at 888-509-1077 or at lindasalvin.com. Need a breakthrough of your own? Ready for answers or insights nobody else has? Reserve your own one-on-one in-person chat. Dr. Linda isn't just for other people. Dr. Linda gets results for you. And it's easy. Contact details are on screen now. Just click on lindasalvin.com or call toll-free 888-509-1077. That's lindasalvin.com or toll-free at 888-509-1077.